Greetings, welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. This is part 2 of a playthrough of the scenario Aussie Hold the Line from Nations at War Desert Heat. We have just completed turn 4 in the part 1 of this video. This will pick this up with the start of turn number 5. I have yet to do the marker cleanup, but luckily in Vassal all you do is click a button and the ops complete markers are removed. So we are actually ready for our next ready to actually begin play. So if you didn't watch part 1, it might be a good idea to check that out so that you can get an idea of where we are and how we got here, plus the victory conditions, which really boil down to the British need to capture this town. There are 5 hexes in said town. If they capture all 5 of those hexes, they win the game. So they did have a successful turn 4 where they disrupted a bunch of the Italian tanks. And we're going to resume right here with, well, let me mention the current chit draw situation. So there's an end turn here in the hold by allies box because they did not get to activate the first dragoons in the last turn, so that this will not go back into the cup until the first dragoons get activated. So we're going to start by drawing our first chit. And the British 7th Royal Tank Regiment has been drawn, so they will be the active formation. That is these guys right here. And so I'm going to zoom in and we will get underway. I'm going to zoom in nice and tight here so we get a better look at these guys. Right, so here we have there are 2 Valentines right here. We have one there, one here with the headquarters as well, and one here. So typically after marker removal you will check for command, etc. The headquarters are here. The range, which is in that lightning bolt there, is a 4. So all of these units, 1, 2, 3, they're all in range. These guys right here are disrupted. So the first thing we're going to do is try to rally them. To do so, we need to roll the formation's morale or less. And in that case, this is a 6. Our dice are up here. We click the button. We rolled a 10, which is not good, so one of these did not rally. Now we'll do it again for the second guy. He also rolled a 10, so these units will remain disrupted, which is unfortunate for them because they have some disrupted units right here that they could have attacked from the German side. So now we will rely on this guy right here. We have a couple of disrupted M1340s here. We also have these guys right here, one of which is reduced, and their headquarters is also there. So what we will do is, because these guys are disrupted, they may not make opportunity fire. So we're going to take this guy and we're going to move him here. And then we're going to move in here and we're going to do an assault. And you can see here that we've got a reduced M1340 and a full strength platoon of M1340s plus their HQ. We are attacking with our Valentine. In the lower right corner you see 1, 5, the 5 in the superscript. The 1 is the number of dice it gets to roll. That is basically its firepower or assault strength in this case. And the 5 is the 2 hit number. So we will roll that. And we got a 1. So that is lower than a 5, of course, and that means they did not hit. Now we will roll for the, we'll do the M1340 first, the one that is disrupted. So when you are disrupted, your 2 hit number becomes a 6. So they roll 1 die, they need a 6 to hit, they don't get it. You can see here it says 1d6 equals 1. It looks like it's not changing because we've rolled 1 twice in a row. Now we'll do it for the reduced one, which also will have a 2 hit number of 6. It would normally be 5. You can see the full strength, which is the kind of greenish band there on the left. That one has a 1-4 in the bottom right. The reduced one with the white strip, that one has a 1-5 because it is reduced. It reduces the amount of firepower, basically. So we'll roll again. We got a 2. That is also no hit. So when we have a situation like that where there are no hits, the attacker has to retreat to the hex from which they attacked. So that would be this one right here. And we mark him ops complete. Now we will, this guy's also ops complete. Let me mark that as well. Well, I'm thinking about it, so I don't try and do something with them, although it's unlikely I would try. We will have this guy attack right here. Now, this will be just a simple firepower attack. So we will use the AP factors up in the top left, which is 4, which is the range. Since he's in the adjacent hex, that is less than half of 4 because it's less than 2. 2 or less would indicate reduced range, so we get a little bit of a bonus here, and our this will impact our attack positively. What it does is it makes that 2-hit number, which is currently a 6, it makes it a 5. So we're going to roll 2 dice, and both of those are below 5, so that is not a hit. So we will mark him ops complete. Now we have our other units here. Now what we can do is do a move and fire. So we're going to take this whole group and we're going to move them here. The HQ will move along with its attached unit. And we're going to fire at this guy. We do get the reduced range because we're 2. When you do a move and fire, you take the movement factor, which is the 3 in the middle. Or the 2 for the HQ in this case. Either way, you have it and round down. It's a 1 regardless, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we can then fire at these guys. Now when you do a move and fire, that of course will impact your firepower. So the way when you move and fire, you actually add 1 to your 2-hit and reduce your firepower by 1. So that would actually make this a 7 to hit. But the firepower would be reduced to 1. And then if you can't increase the 2-hit number, you take a firepower away, which would leave them as a 0. But the HQ, if you look in the upper left, has a die showing 2 on there. That they use that leadership ability to augment the firepower of the attached unit. In this case, our Valentine platoon would be a 0 firepower with a 2-hit of 6 that gets increased by 2. So it becomes a 2 with a 2-hit number of 6. So it's basically like a normal attack, but you can only do this because you have the HQ. If this guy up here were to try to do a move and fire, his firepower would get reduced to 0 and he would not be able to do it. In this case we can, so we're going to roll our 2 dice and we got no hits. So this is a whole lot of nothing going on right here. And so now we go to our Valentine, and the Valentine has a, should we move or should we fire? You know what we will do, I think, is, I think we're just going to move. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and we'll put a ops complete on him. That finishes their operations phase. I could have used an artillery barrage. We get 4 for the British in this scenario. I've used 1. I elected not to use it. Use the second one with these guys. We still have dust that's active right now. So what that means is when you're marked ops complete, you've created a cloud of dust essentially by doing something, and that is that degrades line of sight. So like this guy here, if there were a unit down here that he was trying to fire at, or even this guy here, he'd be firing through both of these hexes. Well, maybe not. Anyway, if there was someone here and he was trying to fire through, because these are both degraded by dust, he would not be able to attack this guy in this hex right here. So let's move our chit drawback out here. We're going to put this back. Oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. That's not the right British unit. We draw again. We get the Italian 7th Armor. So that is these guys right here. And I apologize, I'm still sick, so my voice is a little messed up and I need to cough, so I'm going to take a quick pause here. So our 7th Armor is the active unit, and as I mentioned, that's this right here. So here I believe is where our headquarters is. Headquarters cannot be disrupted, they can however be reduced. Now because our HQ is here and he is stacked with these 2 M1340s, and the morale for the unit is a 6. He will give them a -2 on their die roll modifier because he has a +2 leadership factor. So we're going to roll to see if we can get these guys activated. So we'll do the full strength unit first. We roll 2 dice. We got an 8, so that one is now no longer disrupted. Now we'll try the reduced guy. And he got a 5 with the +2 becomes a 7, or the -2. Wait, let me think about that. It's a +2, I'm sorry. I said -2, it is a +2. Gets a +2 on the die roll, that becomes a 7. So this disrupted counter gets removed. These guys are now available. So now we'll try this one. They do not get the bonus, so they need to roll a 6. There are 2, so it doesn't really matter. Got a 5, so that's no, and we got a 9. So one of these is good, the other one is not. So let me see. This is the hard part. Is you want to bring this guy up to the top, but once you move out of there, he's not active. So I just need to remember that one of these guys is disrupted, the other one is not. Now we'll do these guys. These are both singles, so we'll just roll here. He's good. We'll roll here. He is not. So this one gets his disrupted removed. Now when you rally, you don't get marked ops complete like you do in some games. They are now able to take an action. So what we'll do here is we do have the one that is available. I'm going to actually move him into this hex here for an assault. Now we do have dust, as I mentioned, but I don't believe dust impacts an assault because you're going into the same hex. So I'm going to move in here. Let me check to make sure dust does not. Okay, it doesn't really say, it just says firing at, and it talks about line of sight. I'm going to play it that it doesn't do anything because of it being in the dust. So they still need a 5 to hit, the Italians, so they'll roll 1 die. They get a 6, so that is actually a hit, which will disrupt our Valentine. Now the Valentine gets to shoot back, of course, and oh, I'm sorry, the M1340 needed a 4, but he got a 6, so that's still a hit. Valentine will now roll, and he got a 5, which is what he needs, so both of these are going to be disrupted. And so we're going to put an ops complete on here, and we're also going to put a disruption on here. So both of the units in here are disrupted, and I'll need to remember that. Now we'll try this guy here. We'll just, what's the easiest way to do this? We're going to fire at this unit here. Units do not block line of sight. He does take a +1 on his 2-hit number, which is already a 6, so that means we reduce the firepower by 1 instead. So he's only going to get to roll 1 die, and he needs a 6 to hit. He does not get it, so he gets marked ops complete. This guy's still disrupted. These guys are good to go. We're going to take all of these guys here, and we are going to assault, I think, this unit right here. We're just going to move right in there. We're going to do another assault. Now, so we have one that needs a 4 to hit, one that needs a 5 to hit. The HQ is there as well. The Valentine will also need a 5 to hit. Now the Italians get a bonus here because they have the HQ, so that'll give them a leadership bonus of 2, which will add dice to the attack. So the M1340 and both of them will receive 3 dice. One needs a 4 to hit, so we'll roll those first, and one will need a 5. So we're going to roll 3 dice. And we did not, well, I think that's the one that needs a, yes, so we got 1 hit there, and the other one will now roll for the other one, and he got 3 hits, right? Yes, 3 hits for the second one, so that's a total of 4 hits, which is enough to destroy the Valentine, because the first hit will disrupt, then we take a step loss, and then since he's still disrupted, he would be eliminated. But he does get to fire back first. He has a 1-5, so we roll 1 die, and he does no damage. So the Valentine actually gets eliminated. So we put a wreck mark in here, and that unit is now gone. If we hover over, you see he's gone, but there is a wreck marker in this hex now as well. These guys get marked ops complete, so we will put an ops complete on here. We have one unit left. It's this guy right here. We will fire at the one that has an HQ in it. It's unlikely we'll do anything here, but we will take a shot anyway. I forgot to adjust the defense for this guy because he's in a Hamada hex, so I did that when the British 7th was firing. I forgot to do that. I apologize. So here we're going to have a 4-6 attack. He's going to have to take a firepower hit because he can't adjust his 6 to a 7, of course. And we do have a +1 due to the dust rule still being in effect. So we're going to roll 1 die, and he misses. And I will put an ops complete on him. And that completes the activation of the Italian armored unit. And now we'll come back over here. We will draw another chit. And we get the designated formation, which is the dust chit. So the dust is now no longer in effect. We'll draw our next chit. We get an end turn. That goes over here. Then we'll draw another one. And we get the first dragoons, which will put this back in the cup. And I think that that will actually end the turn after the first dragoons are activated. Anyway, our first dragoons are over here. So we're going to activate these guys. So let's turn off the movement trail. All right, we're going to activate this guy, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could have just gone down the road, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he could have, and it wouldn't have made any difference. So we're just going to move him up here as well. We'll mark them ops complete. And we'll take both of these together. I think it's just, well, it's 6. So I'm going to move all these guys together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's put them there. Right there. Ops complete. I'll leave the movement trails on for now. It doesn't matter. This is a single tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he can go there. Ops complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I guess I'll have to put another ops complete on there. And we'll take both these guys together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ops complete. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ops complete. That ends their turn. We'll come out here. We'll draw another chit. It's the other end turn. So that means the Bersaglieri, I believe, did not come out. They did not, so we'll put them back in the cup. The Germans, which is the Italians in this case, will hold that, and we will do our marker removal because we are now done with turn number 5. We'll bring the turn marker in here. We're going to move to turn 6. And we are going to remove our markers, and we are ready to begin our next turn. Okay, we are on to turn number 6. So we'll move this out of the way, and we will get right to playing here. So let's see who our first activated unit is. It is the second Bersaglieri. As I've mentioned previously, those guys are up here in the town, and they are not going to do anything. They are purely defensive in nature for this from the Italian standpoint. So let's draw another chit. And wait, sorry, I forgot to return it all to the cup. We're starting over. Since nothing happened, it's fine to start over. All right, designated formation, which means dust is in effect. Then we get an end turn. Okay, so we'll put that there. And we draw another chit. We get the 7th Royal Tank Regiment. So that would be these fine fellows right here. And these guys up here. So once again, we will attempt to rally. Now, they need a 6 from our headquarters unit. Oh, that's the Dragoons. Sorry, they're down here. There they are, right there. All right, so they need a 6 or less. They don't get it. Now we'll try the other one, and they do get it. So one of these is, or was one of them already undisrupted? Now I forget. Shoot, I've totally forgotten. Well, we're going to say one of them is fine and one of them isn't. So. Okay. So since we have one that is non-disrupted, did I forget to move somebody out? Oh, that's right. These guys were supposed to retreat and I didn't do it. So, and this goes with them. So we have a disrupted unit up here as well, I believe. Or is that counter gone? I think this counter's gone, actually. Or was it on them? Maybe it was on them. I think that's what it was. All right. So they're there. Let's try and do an assault again. So again, it's 1-5. Dust is in effect, but nobody has done anything that would put them ops complete. So we simply roll our 1 die and we get a 4. So now we roll for the Italians. They also need a 4 to hit. They get a 2, so neither of them hit. So it's ties go to the defender. So he goes back there and he gets marked ops complete. Alright, now we'll let the good one from this guy over here take a crack. So he's going to move in. Do the same thing. Miss. And now we'll do the Italian. And the Italian got a 4. But because he's disrupted, this actually becomes a 5. So that also is not a hit. So again, we have to retreat back. He's not disrupted. The one underneath him is. So that's it for that guy. He's also ops complete. Now we will move on to this guy right here. And I think he's simply going to fire on this hex right here. We'll attack the already reduced unit. So we have 2 units. We have 2 Valentine platoons in here. We're going to use both of them, but they have to fire separately. They can't. Oh wait, the other one's the HQ. So he gets to roll 4 dice and needs a 6 to hit. So we will roll 4 and did not get any hits, unfortunately. Ops complete. Now this is the last of the 7th, I believe. So we will, well, let's see. What do we want to do here? I'm just going to move him in with his HQ. And mark him ops complete. Actually, you know what? We'll have him fire. He needs he only gets 1 die and needs a 6. And he got it. Look at that. So we get a disrupted. Whoops, disrupted on there. Now I'm going to change this out. And I'm going to just temporarily move these 2 out. And then move them back in. Because they're not disrupted, the one underneath them is. Now he gets ops complete. And that ends that activation. We draw our next chit, and it is 1st Dragoon. So that would be these fellows down here. And I think that's everybody. I don't think there's any stragglers. No, that is everybody. Alright, so now the nice thing about some of these guys is they are cruiser tanks, so they have the ability to kind of sweep around. You can see this guy's got a movement factor of 6 because it's a Mark IV. Mark IV doesn't have a particularly strong gun. The Crusader does, but it's still got a movement factor of 5. And a range of 5. So what we'll do here is we're going to have these 2 guys fire on our unit here. They will again go for the disrupted, already reduced M1340. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to call in some artillery here. So we will barrage again right in here. So let me get a barrage marker. I'm going to target this hex right here, which will affect these guys all around it, and these two, but don't have anybody in there right now. So the first thing we do is we roll to see if it's effective. It is. Now it is a 3 firepower, 4 to hit fire mission. So we'll start here and go clockwise. So we roll 3 dice, needing a 4 to hit. We get 1 hit. Now because they're already disrupted and reduced, this guy gets eliminated. And we make it a wreck. We can remove the disrupted. Move on to here. We roll our 3 dice again, and we get 2 hits. So that will disrupt and reduce that one. Then we go here. This one's already disrupted. Roll our 3 dice, no hits. Then we roll here, 1 hit. So he will get reduced. And that, as they say, is that. Okay, now that does not count as an activation. It was just a spotting. So we will now be able to do stuff with our Crusaders. So let's take this guy here, and we're going to fire again at this reduced guy up here. He gets three dice and a 5 to hit. 1 hit. Now this guy's already disrupted and reduced, so he is going to be eliminated. Now the second tank will fire at, they can't fire at the HQ directly, but we can fire at this guy, so we will. And we got 2 hits, so that will both reduce and disrupt him. And then because the HQ is in the hex that took some damage, we have to check to see if there's any impact from that on the headquarters itself. So to conduct this check, all we do is roll 1d6. If it is a 1, they're going to get reduced, otherwise they're unaffected. It's a 4, so they're unaffected. So these 2 guys will get marked ops complete. These 2. Now, let's have this guy, his command range is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And he'll stop here, and he's going to take a shot at this. So he'll get 1d6 and needs a 6 to hit. And he got a 2. So no dice. All right, now we'll take this other Crusader. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can fire at these guys right here. So let's take a shot at our disrupted reduced M1340 here. He gets 3 dice, needs a 5 to hit. Gets a hit. He's already disrupted. So we're going to remove that. And we're going to take this guy, and he's going to be deleted. Because we already have a wreck in this. Well, you can only have 1 wreck in a hex, I believe. Now we do again have to take the check on the HQ. And again, he's safe. Actually, correction. You can delete that. He gets eliminated. But he will be able to return. So I'm going to drag him off board for now. So they are now out of command automatically because they don't have an HQ for the time being. So this guy also gets marked ops complete. Now we're going to take this group here, and we're going to go, actually, I forgot to take a deduction for the degrading ops complete here, the dust. But what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to assault this guy. So we've got, they're both 2 5s, so they'll get 2 additional dice each from their HQ. So they'll roll 4. The 2 Mark 4s will roll 4 dice each, needing a 5 to hit. That's 1 hit for the first one and 2 more hits for the second one. That's a total of 3 hits that will actually eliminate the unit. And now we'll take a look at what the and that was not the right die to roll. They get, they're not disrupted, so they get 1 die and need a 4 to hit. And they got a 4, so they take 1 hit, but our Italian is eliminated. So that leaves them with 1, 2, 3, and then 4 up here, I think. Yeah, so they have, no, 5. Oh, that's the HQ. HQ doesn't count. So they've got 7 units left. One of our rules is, from the special rules for the scenario, historically the Italians withdrew from the battle due to heavy losses. To simulate this, at the beginning of the turn following the Italian forces being reduced to 5 units, HQs and support weapons don't count. Roll 1d6 on a roll of 1. The Italian forces withdraw from the battle and the British Commonwealth forces win. Okay, so it's a long shot, but it is possible. So they, one of these guys gets disrupted, so we're going to put a disrupted on here. Disrupted, and move him up, and move him up. Oh, maybe not. All right. And now the HQ has to take a disruption check. It passes, so they will get marked ops complete. And we have 1, 2 units left. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to assault right here. And this guy is reduced and disrupted, so he's going to have a really hard time. He will need to roll a 6, but first we have to roll for the attackers. They both get 2 dice and need a 5 to hit. That's 2 misses and 2 misses, and the Italian gets a 6, which is what he needed, so they are going to actually lose, and they have to retreat out. So I will move them. Technically they should move here, but I don't think, because of stacking limits, there's one there already. I'm going to move them back here. And 1 gets disrupted. And we get an ops complete as well. Let's move that guy to the top and put an ops complete on there. And that completes them. And then we have, go back for our next draw. There's our Bersaglieri, which means this goes back in the cup. We draw next, and we get the Italian 7th Armored. Now, the Italian 7th Armored, of course, is the unit that does not have its HQ. These guys right here, these 3, are all that remain of it, I believe. Okay, so we have to do morale checks for these guys. So we'll take a morale check. Now the morale is 6, so we roll 2 dice and need a 6 or less. They don't get it, so they remain disrupted and out of command. Same for this guy here. He actually does pass the morale check, so he'll be considered in command. I'm going to roll again to see if he can become undisrupted, and he does, so we can remove that. And then we'll check this last guy here, who's also reduced, and he passes as well. Now we'll try again, and he fails that, so he is in command but remains disrupted. So this guy is the only one that can actually take an action, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat him out of here. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, because he can't go into there. The movement cost to go into the orchard is 2 for a hard target, so he only has 3 movement points. So we're going to mark him ops complete. And that is going to actually end turn number 6. So we go to the marker removal phase. And I'm going to remove all the ops completes and be prepared for turn number 7. So let's get rolling here with turn number 7. So we are now in turn 7. I won't show the turn track. You get the gist. We're in turn 7. This barrage marker will go away. I guess we'll just delete it. All right. So we're gonna return all our chits to the cup. Dust remains in effect until I draw that designated formation counter out. So we'll draw our first chit. It is an end turn. We'll draw our next chit. It is the 7th Royal Tank Regiment. So that would be the Valentines. So let's see if we can recover this guy right here. So he will need a 6, I believe. Where is their HQ? It's down. Where is their HQ? Is it right here? It is. Okay. So he is in command range. Everybody is in command range, but he needs a 6, right? Yes. So we roll 2 dice. He got a 5. He is rallied. Come on. All right. So these 2 guys are capable of activation. So we're going to do that, and we're going to assault these guys right here. A disrupted, already reduced platoon here. So they get 1 die each, needing a 5 to hit, and my screen is messing up again. So I'm going to roll 1 die. We got a 2, and then we'll roll the second one. We got another 2, and then we'll roll his. He needs a 6, and he does not get it. So the Valentines have to retreat and get marked ops complete. Okay. We'll have this guy just simply fire on him. So he gets 2 dice, needing a 6 to hit. He gets a bonus for being at reduced range. Okay, so he needs a 5 to hit, and he gets to roll 2 dice. And he got 1 hit, and 1 hit on a disrupted, already reduced unit will kill it. We'll delete that. He's now ops complete. That leaves the Italians with 6 units. And we have these guys down here. Dust is still in effect. So we're going to take these and we're going to go 1, 2, and we'll stop right here, and I'm just going to mark them ops complete. All right, now we'll draw our next chit. And like so, draw chit. First Dragoons, so the Brits get to activate their 2 formations first, which is good for them, bad for the Italians. So we've got a disrupted guy in here. This guy on the bottom. He will need a 6. And he got it. So they're going to activate, and you know what they're going to do. 1, 2, 3. And going for the kill. Going for the kill. And this guy is also already reduced. So I could do op fire with this guy, but I'm going to pass on that. I could also have done it over here, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Well, maybe not. Okay, so we have 2, 5, 2, 5 with a bonus of 2, so they get to roll 4 dice each, needing a 5. So we'll do that first. We got 2 hits there and no hits there, but that's going to kill this guy anyway. He needs a 6 and does not get it. So we can delete that, and we can remove this to make it a wreck and put an ops complete on there. And we'll move these 2 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to go in here and see if we can eliminate this guy, which would leave them with just the 4 infantry and pretty much lock up a victory for the British with no armor available to the Italians. So we got 2 that will each get to roll 2 dice, needing a 5 to hit. Nothing. And we rolled 4-3 twice. Yep, we rolled 4-3 twice. All right. Well, that sucks for them. And then the Italian needs a 4 and gets a 3. So failed. So we'll move him out and move him out, and they get marked ops complete. And we've got these guys over here. So we're going to try to. I forgot to do this. I forgot that this guy was was disrupted rather. So we have to roll to see if we can undisrupt him, and we cannot. So what we're going to do is take the other guy, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why not? So he gets 2, needs a 5. He got 1 hit. The Italian did not get a hit. Oh, he did get a hit. So both of them get a hit. They're both disrupted. So he gets a disrupted, and he gets a disrupted. All right, well, there's 2 disrupted on there. I hopefully that will remind me. And actually the one of these guys, he needs to go there. Don't mind me. All right, there we go. And he's also ops complete. And then we've got the Crusaders down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually Hamada. And I forgot to account for that. So I'm making mistakes left and right. I also haven't been using the acquisition markers, which I should. But I have not all game, so at least I'm consistent in skipping a rule. Ideally, I would be playing it correctly, but I did forget. And so, sorry. All right, so that is the end of their activation. Our next unit to draw is the 2nd Bersaglieri. So that's these guys up here. I'm not planning on doing anything with them. Now we will draw the next one. It is the other end turn. The Italians will get to keep it because this guy never got to be activated. We did not get to bring his HQ, which I have parked down here, back onto the board. He may get killed next turn before they activate, and then he won't get it at all. We're just going to pop all that back. That is the end of turn 7. And I think I'm actually going to stop here. So we'll play the first 7 turns because at this point the Italians have 1 tank left. The British have only lost 1 tank, and the Italians are probably not going to do very well from this point forward, facing a whole slew of armor with all of their tanks knocked out. Well, there's 1 left, but he's not going to last very long. Let's put it that way. So that is the end of this. I am going to wrap it up and move on to the next game in Tanktoberfest, which I will reveal in a subsequent video, the next video, in fact. But for now, that will do it. As always, thank you for watching. Please consider liking, sharing. And if you're not a subscriber and are willing to subscribe to help support the channel, that would be outstanding and much appreciated. If you are already a subscriber, thank you very much. And that will do it. I'm Joe. This is the Hexed Encounter channel. It is Tanktoberfest. And until next time, as always, happy gaming.